Yes, good morning, everyone. We were doing chapter 3, business studies, 12th class. So already we have done topics that are introduction of business environment, features of business environment, importance of business environment, importance of understanding of business environment rather. Then we did components or elements or aspects of business environment. And our yesterday's topic was the introduction of a new economic policy and its impact. Introduction on new economic policy and its impact on Indian business and industry. So till now we have completed all these topics. So today we'll be doing the last two topics of the chapter, which are very important and very easy. So now till now we are able to understand all about the business environment. So now, as we have seen in this chapter, that business environment keeps on changing. It is a very dynamic environment. So if any businessman who want to survive in this changing environment, then they have to bring those changes in their business too. Means they cannot survive without introduction of changes as per the changes in environment in their business. So how the managers or the business owners are giving their response to this changing business environment. So this is our today's topic, managerial response to changes in business environment. Means managerial response in changing business environment. What the managers or the top management or the lower management is giving responses when the business environment is changing at a very fast rate. So they have changed their planning, their policies, and on daily basis they are changing their things. So there we will be discussing some points, and those are the points: diversification spree. It means earlier diversification, I told you earlier in chapter 1 that 3 organizational objectives are there, that were the survival, profit and growth. In growth, I told you that growth does not mean only expanding the size of the business. Growth means also becoming the diversified industry. Diversification means entering into the new product lines. Means like earlier you were producing only footwears, but now along with the footwear you are also producing some other product like cosmetics or ready-made garments. Suppose you have entered in cosmetics now. So now you have 2 product line. What is the footwear? First is the footwear and second is the cosmetics. Then again you were getting good profits in both of the lines. So again you think about to diversify yourself. So you have introduced one more line, that is the ready-made garments. So now you are having 3 lines. So similarly here also the managers become or the businesses become diversification spree. Means they started introducing diversifications. Earlier they were producing only one product, but due to the changes in business environment, they thought that their product may fail anytime due to change in government policies or due to change in taste and preference of consumers. So every company, every big company started diversifying themselves. For example, AT&T served initially a wide range of telecom, but now it has entered into manufacturing of transmission equipment, switching equipment and wireless products. So this is the example of diversification. Earlier they were only the field of telecom, but now they are also producing different other equipment. Similarly, we can take the example of Reliance. Earlier Reliance was in the field of only petrochemicals, but now it has diversified into textiles, Reliance stores, Reliance Fresh, we can see everywhere, Reliance telecommunication, etc. So it has also diversified itself to earn more profits. So this is the first managerial response to bring the changes in business environment. Second is joint venture or consolidation of multinationals. Earlier, I think joint venture is not a new term for you people, as you have already in 11th class studied this topic. So many multinationals enter India afresh through a joint ventures. Joint venture means when two or more companies are joining their hands, they are sharing their technology, their capital, their resources, so that they can get the benefits. They are able to get the benefits of each other's technologies and the assets, as well as they are able to compete themselves with the big giant companies in the market. So they decided to enter in joint ventures. Many small companies who were not able to meet the changing environment, they decided to enter in joint ventures, and many joint ventures come into existence after the introduction of LPG. So, for example, Ford enters with Mahindra and Mahindra, Honda enters with SIEL, General Motors enters with Hindustan Motors. Likewise, some telecommunication companies also done the joint ventures. The third point is brand building. Brand building means creating a image of your product in the minds of the people. So how that image can be created? By spending huge amount on advertisement expenditures, by appointing brand ambassadors for your company who will be endorsing your products. So the brand ambassadors will be having a high reputation in the minds of people. So when they will be brand ambassadors like Amitabh Bachchan, Sachin Tendulkar, Amir Khan, every big company has its own brand ambassador. So by appointing brand ambassadors, they are spending lot of money, crores of rupees they are giving them. Why? Just because of making image of their brand. So when a reputed person or celebrity says that this product is good, then definitely this will be leaving a good impact on the mind of people. So they will start buying that product, and you may see the brand loyalty. So different companies spend a lot of money on brand building. Expenditures were enhanced by the companies in building brands, like by using the different sales promotional techniques, as well as by spending a lot of money on advertisements. Not only advertisements on television, the other medias are also there, where they are whenever you are going to watch a movie, then you are before the starting of movie you can see the different advertisements. So that is also a part of brand building. So TV is not the only media for doing the brand building. So many big companies are also spending a huge money on sponsoring of the different events. Whenever you watch a show on TV, then in the beginning of the show it is said that sponsored by this and this company. They are trying to create, to build a image of their brand. Why this brand building was necessary? Because the business environment was changing day by day. So it was very much necessary to create a good image, sustainable image in the mind of the people, so that they are not leaving their brand, buying their brand. Fourth point is use of latest technology. Earlier, I told you that in Indian companies were using only the obsolete and the modern technologies. But when they started facing competitions with the multinationals, then the use of latest technology has become the slogan of the successful company. Now, each and every company has to use the latest technology to survive the competition. Best example is that of cellular phones, laptops, and all the electronic devices in which we can see the inventions and introduction of new technology on daily basis. So it is also a response of the changing environment. When the environment is changing, so businessmen or the managers are forced to bring the introduction of the new technology. Next, fifth point, sharply improved compensation levels. Sharply improved compensation level means earlier the companies were not offering very good salary packages to their employees. But nowadays, the salary packages are increased to a great extent, especially for the managerial and the employees who are providing technical services like engineers, etc. So starting salaries for engineering and management graduates have risen significantly. Not only their salary, but all the other persons who are working at the lower level or other persons have also increased. So this incentive schemes of various kinds related to the performance are becoming common. Like not only the salary packages are given, good salary packages are given, but along with the salary packages, many incentive schemes means the schemes which are associated with their basic salary, so that the employees are motivated to get the job to do the job there, like medical facilities provided. Some companies are providing their petrol bills and the house facilities provided, cook facilities provided, or sometime their bonus is also linked with their performances. So these are the different incentive schemes. So along with the sharply improved compensation level, schemes were also introduced to meet the changing requirement of the environment. And the last point, which we have already discussed, customer focus. Yesterday also I have discussed this point. Earlier the goods were produced keeping in mind the consumer needs. Producer needs. It means whatever was produced by the producer, that were sold by the seller, and consumer has to buy that product only. No choices were there. But nowadays, this orientation has changed. Now producers are not producing product according to their wish. Rather, they are first finding out the needs of the consumer. They are finding out the needs of the consumer, and then the consumer needs are, they are trying to satisfy the needs of the consumer. How? By making products as per their needs. So this is a tremendous difference in the nature and quality of product, just because of the customer focus. Nowadays, different marketing research, advertising, sales promotion technique like BOGOF. Yesterday also we have discussed this, buy one get one free. In shopping malls, you can easily see this technique. Public relations program like sponsoring of the events, etc., have become more significant. So these are the 6 points through which the businessman is responding, or the managers are responding towards the changing business environment. I am repeating all the headings again. So managerial response to changes in business environment. First is diversification spree. Most of the companies have become diversified, means they have entered in the new product lines. Second is joint venture. Many companies entered in the joint venture to increase their capital and technology. Then brand building, lot of expenditures are spent on brand building or the image building of the company. Then use of latest technology. Companies are using the latest technology. So they keep themselves modernized technology. Sharply improved compensation levels. Compensation levels, especially for the managerial and engineering staff, has increased with many more incentive schemes. Then customer focus. Customer need has given the prime importance. Now the products are produced according to the need of the customer. So these are all the points related to the managerial response. Now the last topic of the chapter is demonetization. So before doing the demonetization, then afterward we'll discuss one case study. And demonetization is not a new concept, my dear students, and you all know very well, because this happens in front of you in the year 2016 on 8 November. Our dear Prime Minister announced that two largest denomination notes, rupees 500 and 1000, are demonetized with immediate effect, ceasing to the legal tender except for few specified purposes. So these two big denomination notes were declared by our Prime Minister that they will be no further more accepted in the market. Now they are no more legal tender money. So, and few except specified some purposes which were like paying utility bills, and some other purposes were there. And just because of this demonetization, around 86% of the money in circulation become invalid. 86% money, because the total money which was in circulation, rupees 500 and 1000 rupees note, constitute 86% of that money in supply. So 86% money, imagine 86% money became invalid which was in circulation. So all the people of India were forced or have to deposit the invalid currency in the banks to get it changed. But some restrictions were placed on cash withdrawals. We can say that the restrictions were placed on the convertibility of the domestic currency, and you must have remembered that there were long queues outside the banks, and people were in very tension. And the main aim of the demonetization was, what was the main aim behind why the prime minister had taken this action? The main aim was to curb corruption and to counterfeiting the use of high monetization notes, that whatever the black money is there, that was mainly in the form of rupees 500 and 1000 notes, that was also used for the illegal activities like terror funding and other activities, black marketing, etc., were also involved for the result of the black money. And especially the accumulation of black money, yes, threatened by the income that has not been declared to the tax authorities. When the people have black money, do you know the meaning of black money? Black money means the money which is not recorded anywhere, on which the people are not paying taxes. So especially the businessmen were having black money, because the salaried people, whenever they are getting salary, they are getting salary after tax. So they all are paying taxes. So their all money is in records with the government. But the businessman money, the whole of the businessman money is not in record. So sometimes they create black money by selling the goods without bill. So whenever you are buying any good without bill, it means you are saving your tax. So it is your benefit that you are saving tax. But on the same time, you are also giving this benefit to the seller also, because if you are not getting bill, then that transaction will not be recorded in the official records of the businessman, or in this manner that money will create the part, will become the part of the black money, because he need not to pay any tax on that money. So government wanted to declare all the black money so that the corruption and the accumulation of the black money could be stopped. So what are the features of the demonetization? So this is all about the demonetization. Now we'll be studying the features of demonetization. First feature of demonetization is as a tax administration measure. Many people were held the cash with them. They were having the large stocks of cash. So when the demonetization was introduced, now they have to declare their money. Why? Because the money which they held with them was of no use for them. So they, how they have to declare? They have to deposit in banks and exchanged for new notes. So it means all the cash holdings brought into the notice of the government, because the now the people started depositing that money in bank, and that some of the people who were depositing more money, they have to also tell the source of that money to the bank. But those with black money had to declare their unaccounted wealth and pay taxes at a penalty. So all those people who have deposited money beyond the certain limit, so they have to declare their all unaccounted wealth, and they have to pay all the previous taxes at a penalty rate. Then second is demonetization is also interpreted as a shift on the part of the government, indicating that tax evasion will be no longer tolerated. It means now, earlier the people were doing the tax evasion. Tax evasion means stealing of tax. So but now the tax evasion will not be longer tolerated, because all of them who are declaring their money, first they have to pay the taxes on that money. Then demonetization also led to tax administration, channelizing savings into the formal financial system. Earlier people were having saving with them. They were not depositing in bank. Now forcefully they have to deposit all their savings, small savings, into the bank to convert them into funds. So now they have to deposit their all money into the banks, and in this manner their savings, small savings, come into the formal financial system. Formal financial system means into the banks. Now all money they have to deposit in banks. So though much of the cash that has been deposited in the banking system is bound to be withdrawn, but some of the new deposit schemes offered by the bank. So at that time, bank offered many new deposit schemes that provide a base loan at a lower interest rate. So this was also introduced by the government. Then the fourth point, which is the most important point, demonetization led to the digital economy or cashless economy. So this is the most important positive impact we can say of demonetization, that it created a cashless economy. Many new digital app came into existence, like Rupee app, Paytm app was the mostly used by the people at that time. So cashless economy, and channelizing more savings through the formal financial system. Though there are arguments against this, that as digital transactions require use of cell phones for customers. Yes, this was the argument, that all other people who were not having smartphone, they were not able to use the cash digital to pay the digital cash. But afterwards the government introduced many apps in which no need of internet was used, that were the introduced by Indian government. Which will work only if there is internet connectivity. Yes, point of sale POS you have earlier studied in 11th class. So that all things required internet connectivity. On the other hand, these disadvantages are counterbalanced by an understanding that it helps people into the formal economy. So many, after the introduction of demonetization, the Prime Minister also told the people to become the part of the digital economy, that every person has to open their Jan Dhan accounts, and RuPay cards were also introduced, so that the digitalization of money can be done. So these were the features. Now the very last topic, impact of demonetization. So money interest rate, decline in cash transactions. What was the impact on money and interest rate? When the demonetization was introduced, so at that time people were not having currency. So they declined the cash transaction. There was a great decline in the cash transactions. Now most of the people were using e-payments. Next, bank deposits increased because all have to deposit their money in banks to get it converted. Increase in financial savings. When the people have deposited, so all the small savings come into the financial system of the country. Now private wealth declined. Why it is declined? Just because the people have to declare their wealth now, and some high demonetized notes were not returned, and real estate price fell. You remember that when demonetization was introduced, then at many places we have seen in news channels, the old currency was found without any person. So this definitely led to decrease in their private wealth, because they were not able to declare that money, because they were not having any source of that money. That money was completely black money, so they have to destroy that money. So in that case their private wealth reduced. Public sector wealth, no effect, because in public sector all the money is the white money, no money is black money, so there was the no effect on public sector wealth, but private sector wealth decreased. Digitization. Digital transactions amongst new users like RuPay, Aadhaar card enabled payment system, AEPS, taken place, and these things were introduced. Then real estate business, prices declined. As in real estate business, most of the prices are just because of black money. So black money was reduced, and just because of this, prices in real estate business also decreased. Then tax collection. Think about tax collection. Yes, there was definitely an increase in the tax collection because of the increased disclosure. Now the black money which was at the home of the people, now they have to declare that money if they want to get it converted. When they were declaring, so if they have not paid any taxes earlier on that money, now they have to pay taxes on that money. So there was a sharp increase in the tax collection of the Indian government at that time. So these were the impacts of demonetization. Money interest rate, cash transactions were decreased, bank deposits increased, private wealth decreased, public sector wealth no effect. Then digitization, increase in the digitization. Then real estate prices decrease, and tax collection was increased. So students, this is all about the chapter. Now I'm going for the quick recap of the chapter. Now chapter is over, and on Monday we will be discussing the assignment. Today, already yesterday I have sent one assignment on ERP, and one more assignment I'll be sending today. So on Monday we will be discussing the assignment. So be ready with your assignment in Monday class. So business environment, what we have did, concept, features, importance and dimension. These are the main topics. Business environment concept. Then we did features, totality of external forces, specific and general forces. I told you earlier that in business environment we are considering only the external factors, not the internal factors or internal environment. Business environment is total of external forces, specific and general forces. Interrelatedness, all the type of business environment are interrelated. Dynamic in nature, uncertain, complexity, and relativity. Relativity was means it differs from place to place, from time to time. Then importance. What was the importance, significance, role of business environment? That it enables the firm to identify opportunities and getting the first mover advantage. Second, it helps the firm to identify threats and early warning signals. We discuss all these points. Then it helps in useful resources. Society act as an inlet and outlet both in this point. It helps in coping with rapid changes. It enables the businessman in making good planning and policy formulation. It helps in improving performance of the business. Then dimensions. In dimensions, we have done 5 dimensions. These are the components or elements or aspects. 4 topics are there for this one topic: dimension, elements, aspects, and components. Economic environment, in which we will be studying all the economic variables: interest rate, tax rate, balance of payment, foreign exchange rates, bank rates, etc. Social environment, in which we will be considering all the customs and traditions, social values, demographic factors like birth rate, death rate, expectancy, composition of family, nuclear family or joint family. All these things will be considered. Then political environment, in which political peace, stability of government, attitude towards business and industry. We were thinking all these things. Then legal environment. In legal environment, we were discussing about all the Supreme Court orders on all the law, legislative orders, administrative orders, means government at all the levels. In legal environment, we will be considering all the legal authorities at all the levels, whether it is at NCD level or state level or district level or the national level at Supreme Court. Then technological environment means changes in the technology, scientific innovations, improvements, etc. Then demonetization. This is the today's topic which we have done. In this we have done the features of demonetization as well as the impact of demonetization. Then government policy changes, which is the yesterday's topic. In this we studied about 3 major concepts of government policy changes, that are liberalization, privatization, and globalization. Liberalization means freeing the Indian industry from the unnecessary control of the government. Privatization means selling the equity shares of public sector units to the private sectors, and this privatization process was introduced by following disinvestments, means giving more importance to the private sector as compared to public sector. Then globalization. Globalization means integration of our economy with the world economy. It aims at import liberalization, making import-export process easy and export promotions, etc. In this economy, it was considered, in this concept, it was considered that the whole world is a single economy. So there is a geographical boundaryless world we are having from the trade point of view. Then we did impact of government policy changes on business and industry, yesterday's topic. Increased competition. When the government introduced this policy, then what were the impacts of on the Indian business and industry? So first impact is competition was increased for the Indian industry. Second, customer demands were increased, so more demanding customer as they were having wider choice. Then rapidly changing technological environment. With the entrance of the MNCs, now Indian industries has to also change their technology with a rapid speed. The need for developing human resources. Now the training need was felt for the human force of the organization. Adopting market orientation. Their focus, the seller focus was transferred from producer oriented to the consumer oriented. Means go to the market first, then find out the need and then produce the product according to those needs. Then necessity for change. Firms have to continuously change their planning, policy, their strategy and their other operations because the environment keeps on changing. Then loss of budgetary support to the public sector. Now the PSUs were not getting enough funds from the government budgets. Rather, government told them to generate their own funds, rather depending on the government. So they have to face disinvestment. Otherwise, if they are not improving their performance, then they have to face disinvestment. Their control will be given to in the hands of the private sector. Then the last topic which we did today is the Managerial response to the changing business environment. In this topic, we did again 5 6 points. So the first point was diversification spree, and the second is joint ventures. Third is brand building. Fourth, use of latest technology. Five, sharply improved compensation levels. And sixth is customer focus. So students, this is all about the chapter. And today our chapter is completed. Now I'm going to ask some questions. So you have to give me answer in chat. Okay. Because I'm not unmuting you. Sometime it creates disturbance. Okay, so I'm asking first question. You can give me your answer in private chat only. Okay, my first question is liberalization means. Liberalization means I'm giving you four options: integration among economies, policy of planned investment, reduced government control and restrictions, and D is none. Integration among economies. Yes, very good. Yes, C is the answer. All are giving me correct answer. Harjas, Anirudh, Divya, Harshit, Kunal, Tanmay Jain, Anmol Arora, Saksham Sharma, Kartik Gupta, Shaurya Bhola, Mitali, Anushka. Yes, very good students. You all have given me correct answer. Now, my next question. Which among the following is the correct impact of demonetization on private wealth and public sector wealth? Which among the following is correct impact of demonetization on private wealth and public sector wealth? In impacts, we have discussed what was the effect on private wealth and what was the on public wealth. I am reading options. First option A, private wealth decreased and public sector wealth increased. Second option, no effect on private wealth and public sector wealth decreased. Third option, private wealth increased and public sector wealth decreased. Fourth option, no effect on public sector wealth and private sector wealth decreased. Yes. Yes, Gurnoor, Priyanshi, Saksham, Vaibhav, Dishank, Tanmay, Anushk, Mitali, Khushi, Ayush, Parth, everyone has given me correct answer. It's D. Because I told you that there was no effect on public sector wealth because the whole wealth of the public sector was the white money and the private sector wealth decreased. Next, when was economic reforms program introduced in India? I am telling you 4 years. So you have to tell me the year of introduction of new economic policy or economic reforms. 2017, 1990, 1991, 2007. Yes, Adit, Tanmay, Vaibhav, Toshit, Gurnoor, Anshika, Jatin, everyone has given me correct answer. Very good. Yes, Passing of Companies Act 2013. Passing of Companies Act 2013 is a component of which environment? Social, political, legal, economic environment. Out of these four, what is the answer? Passing of Companies Act. Social, political, legal, economic. Yes, yes, yes. Shubhangi is correct. Anushka Kothari is correct. It's not economic. Whenever we are passing any act, then it is legal environment. Yes, Harshita. Yes, Weber. It's legal environment. Whenever we are passing any act, I told you that in legal environment, passing of act, Supreme Court decisions, High Court decisions, and any decision given by in any court case, that will be act as a legal environment, not the. Now, next question. Identify the environment which requires that advertisement on baby food must inform the potential buyer that mother's milk is best. So this is the warning given at the baby's food that which environment requires this. Social environment, technological environment, legal environment, economic environment. Yes, it's legal, not social, because the like we are writing on all the cigarette packets that smoking is injurious to health. So this is the legal environment, not the social environment. Legally, it is mandatory to give such type of information on the product. So it is the example of legal environment. Yes. Next, dash is the impact of demonetization on public sector wealth. Dash is the impact of demonetization on public sector wealth. What is the impact of demonetization on public? Yes, yes, very good. Yes, Anushka, Anmol, Jatin, everyone has given no effect. No effect is the impact of demonetization on public sector wealth. So, students, I'm ending today's class here, and I'll be uploading assignment on ERP, and on in Monday's class we will be discussing only assignments. So, goodbye to all.